Alrighty guys, good day. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are around the world, or this evening. As always, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome ladies and gents. So big day, obviously we've got a big day today moving forward with, remove that quickly, apologies. With CPI to come, obviously a huge day as far as news. We've got high impact catalyst news to come. So it's going to be an interesting day on gold and on the majors, obviously USD pairs. So we've got CPI to come. Before we've got some Euro news, high impact Euro news as well. So a really big day across the board really as far as news wise, and also to follow obviously the big one, another big one to come later with FOMC. So that is why in my time, not too sure what time that is for those of you in the UK. I think it's like 7 PM or something. So going to be a big event obviously, so a lot to look out for while trading today. Going to be very cautious, don't just jump into anything. You obviously need to take into consideration all this, and the markets could just be a little bit quiet beforehand, especially on the major pairs. So we will obviously analyze, as always, gold, GJ. I'll take a look at NAS, GU, possibly EU. Just quickly, so with CPI, so the forecast is for it to be better than expected, or to be less than expected. So that would be so that's PP. I'm looking at the wrong one. Where are we? Here we go. Get back together. The CPI is supposed to be more than expected. So that's year on year. And then we've got core CPI, which obviously is the forecast is for it to be better than the previous. So with CPI, I mean, if it comes out as a positive, or if CPI does increase, well, therefore, what that would suggest is that obviously, sorry, lost my train of thought, that if CPI was to increase, then there is not going to really be any rate cuts anytime soon. So likely what that would mean is strength to the US dollar, in my opinion, seeing that there won't be any need for such rate cut if inflation and obviously CPI does continue to rise. So be on the lookout for that. If it comes out better than expected, well, that could obviously mean that potential for more rate cuts moving forward throughout the year, which could strengthen maybe gold as the safe haven. But anyway, we'll look at the charts. We'll go into what I do best, which is technical analysis. I'm not great with fundamentals, but I am slowly getting better with it and learning. Currently running a gold trade before stream, just on the last on this candle, actually the previous M30. Pretty straightforward entry. So that's secured some profit, but I'm definitely going to be hunting and looking, analyzing, and then looking for my potential options moving forward during today's session. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at what we got moving forward on, first of all, GJ, and then we'll move over to gold. Just excuse me one sec, guys. Alright, that's better. Alright, so once again, starting with GJ, and we are looking to begin on the weekly time frame. Currently forming a strong bullish candle. We have a high low, high high to the previous candle, engulfing that little high of that previous candle. So once again, by looking at this candle, the way it's currently printing, what this is likely suggests to me that it could be looking for pullbacks once we go down to the minor time frames, that being the 4 hour and the M30, obviously, to look for potential levels price could pull back to form as support above, to eventually head back up and possibly retest the high of the current weekly candle, and if have the volume and momentum, potentially push it further to the upside. Looking at the daily, structure wise, we do remain bullish. Previous candle closed with a long wick projection to the upside though. If we were to continue bullish, once again, we really should not probably pull back down to break the previous daily candle low. If we do so, that could suggest that maybe we're exhausting at these highs, and we could push back below that 192 flat sort of level, and then we got targets back down towards 191.30. I'm also going to mark in the current daily candle as low and just see what we've got below that level for the time being. I'm not going to bother with the high. I'll just see what we've got onto the 4 hour time frame. All right, so the 4 hours also technically bullish in structure, and this big impulse to the upside. Got previous candle closing almost a bullish engulfing candle, not quite, but almost. Just there, just consolidating just at this point, but we have broken that previous candle, so this would suggest that we could potentially continue to the upside. Issue at the moment, we don't really have much of a low wick, so let's just mark in the current 4 hour candles low and see what we've got below it, and begin to draw in some zones of resistance and support on the 4 hour time frame. So we've just got support current level, we've just broken a resistance, so I will want to draw it in, see what it looks like on a 30-minute. Mark in for this point here. And there are our zones for the time being on the higher time frame. Sorry guys, got frog in my throat. Moving forward, onto the M30 time frame, what we can see just now is structure wise, we actually flipped it bearish on this closure to the downside. Close below the swing point here to the left, barely, but we actually have. So we did confirm a structure flip at that point there. Since though, you could argue the micro trend is flipped back bullish, you've broken into a pretty clean area of traffic to the left. If you're not in, it's a little bit too late. You kind of just need to wait now for a few options. Now, based off the M30, it's a little bit choppy back below this 4 hour resistance, so I'm not probably all that keen on looking for potential sells at this point. Just gonna lean up a little bit. What I'd probably like to see is right now, seeing we're bearish, well, that provides options for sells further up. However, at the moment, I'm preferring the buy. So what I'd like to see is price make its move at this stage. Let it create the impulse up. Be nice if it creates a bit of a clean move, then begins to pull back to retest this previous level of resistance, holds as support, and I could potentially look to buy it from that level of support above that 192.40 sort of level. Further options could be potentially upon you guys who have been here from the beginning. If we get that catalyst candle just here, that bullish engulfing candle giving us that little interruption. Oh, this is the impulse up. That's the interruption, clean traffic to the left. Want to see a strong bullish engulfing candle, and potentially look for a limit order buy back at the high of that bearish candle. That could be an option as well. So at this stage, it looks like I prefer to buy it. It's whereabouts, either upon the pullback towards that 192.40 sort of level, or on a pullback towards the support here, really above 193.30 as well. I would prefer the buy options if that was to be the case. Now, let me analyze the sells. All right. That's for the sells. Just depends where we are, because we have broken the current daily candles high, created a higher high. We have broken the resistance form at that level, so we should really continue to the upside. If we pull back down to retest that previous level of resistance and it fails to hold as support, potentially that point there, we could look to scalp it down towards that 192.30. The issue is there is really not much margin within these moves on GJ at the moment. I mean, usually you look at like one of these candles and that would be 30 odd pips. At the moment it's struggling to get to about 10. So this range, I mean, you don't even have 8 pips within it, so that's a struggle, to be honest. But that could be a potential option, but preferably what I would like to see is if price makes a nice clean move up now, look to the left, where can we potentially pull back to form a resistance. We've got this previous level of support, so I'd like it to tap in, form a bit of, well, tap in, reject, form a bit of support, and as price begins to pop below that support, that could be an option to potentially take it back down. So could almost mark that in, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to wait and see where this impulse does push to, if it does continue to push. But that's what I'd be looking at on GJ. Into clean traffic, But once again, structure wise in your M30 is technically bearish. Whatever probabilities. Well, you got the daily on your side. Yeah, I think it looks good for continued buys, but at this stage, probably need to wait. If it does just consolidate just now, even on the 15, then it's a matter of just waiting for price to start closing above that consolidation, and then we could be in for potential options to take it back up as the volume begins to creep in, moving forward towards London Open. So that's what I'd be looking at on GJ as of now. Onto gold. Not sure about this early start. Everyone's so quiet and there's hardly anyone in here. All right, so gold. Marked up a chart earlier. I was doing a coaching session. All right. So still in an overall big uptrend, obviously. Looking at the weekly time frame, and that is once again very similar to GJ. It's forming a strong bullish candle. So what this suggests to me is that pullbacks, once I go down to my time frames, I'm looking to see where we could potentially pull back to form a support before we eventually head back up to possibly retest the highs if we do have the volume momentum. But just based off the weekly candle, that is what I am seeing right now. Now onto the daily. That previous daily closed probably halfway into its candle, so I closed say almost a weaker candle. It's got a long wick to the upside, but once again, if we were to have any chance of making a deeper correction, we should not really break the high of that previous candle. And we're consistently creating high lows, high highs. So at this stage, I'm just going to mark in the high of that previous daily candle, and also marking a low of the current, just see what we've got below it. If there could be potential for a deeper correction, if that is to be the case. If we do respect the previous daily candle's high and then begin to pop down to break our own low, see what options we may have at that point. Onto the 4-hour time frame just now. So got the resistance at the daily candle high, so we're tapping into it on the 4-hour. Structurally, obviously we're bullish. As for support, I want to incorporate all of that level. It's once we get down to M30, you'll see why. Pretty solid level of support, lines up with resistance here to the left. So we're obviously at the resistance, so if we're up at a level of resistance, don't really, I kind of want to avoid the buys until we pop above it. Having said that, 30-minute, we'll see what we got in that. Was a little bit cleaner, but I think it's into the margin just now. So based off where we're at in the charts, that means I'm likely going to be looking for any signs of rejection, but you need to be strict and wait for the right confirmations when it's counter trend. So definitely be interested in continuation buys above the previous daily candle high. If price begins to create an all-time high, once again, people say, but aren't you worried it's going to pull back? Not at all. If it continues with the trend and it has not shown me any reason as to why it might pull back, I would just continue to trade the trend and look for the potential buys upon continuation above the high at this point. Now, so the M30 had, again, so if you were to neaten this up a little bit, you had a bit of margin. So we've just broken out this resistance, and I was in a trade just above. I'm still 19 pips roughly running as the price broke the high of that previous candle. So what I'd be looking for just now on gold is I want to see price pull up towards that 2,361 sort of level and see how we react to it, because that 30-minute zone is pretty much the same level as the 4-hour. So I want to see if we do respect it and begin to pull away from it. We could have some potential sell options, but obviously what I want to see is a little bit of price action form at that level. If we get that minor support form and start to pop below it, then we're likely going to come back down to retest this previous level of resistance we have just broken out of, and at 2,356 sort of level. So not interested just now in buying upon continuation, because you're up in that 4-hour resistance. I'd rather see how price reacts to that level for my potential catalyst to sell it back down. Now, again, buys above that resistance if it does pull back to retest it and I get the right confirmations at the margin, all that jazz, then I will consider looking for a potential buy. Now, if we begin to pop below it, so if we form a support back of that previous resistance and fail to hold and begin to pop below it, then we do have some pretty clean traffic down towards that 2,351 and then potentially down towards the current daily candles low yet again, around 2,345, that sort of level. So potential sales below that resistance again is counter trend, so it would need to be absolutely perfect if I was to consider it. That would be me on gold today. What I'd be looking at, buys from further down, obviously. Now, as far as the focus, I think, hey, it could be GJ. I like the fact that it's pulling back now, so it's exhausting a little bit. We're still above that resistance. We'll see if we can actually hold above that resistance. And if we begin to pull away from it, there could be options to buy it upon continuation above the current daily candles high at this stage. So that's what I'm potentially looking at. Keep an eye on gold on my MetaTrader, and we'll watch GJ on TradingView. So hopefully that makes sense. Do let me know. Charlie, man, good morning to you. Hope you're well, brother. And once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't be shy to say g'day. Now, I will do the analysis on GU because we need to wait, in my opinion, at least another 15 minutes. I'm not going to take any impulse above the high just now on GJ because we've got a bit of a pullback. If we have a strong bullish closure on the next M15, closing the M30 back bullish, leaving a long wick to the downside, then I may consider looking for a potential buy on the following M30. But I need to wait. So I've got time to do analysis on GJ gold. Again, either needs to plot to reject that resistance or come back down to support at this stage for me to get involved in a trade. So let's look at GU. Joseph, good morning to you. GJ charts are totally different today. Or your chart to mine. Be the broker if that's the case. All right, so GU looks cleaner today. I mean, especially for the buy options, but let's do the analysis anyway, the rundown. So weekly is forming, I would say now, pretty strong bullish candle. It's not quite hovering above the previous, but we do have a high low, higher high. Once again, looking to the left hand side on the minor time frame to see where we could potentially form a support to head back up to retest the high of the current weekly candle, just based off that time frame. Daily, we are technically still bearish, but we do have the previous daily once again closing high low, high high, closing bullish. Bit of a long wick rejection to the upside. Actually closed back below this resistance here to the left. So is that going to be a sticking point right now? Lines up with previous support as well. Current candle, not much volume, has a bit of an upper wick. Let's just mark that in, see what we've got above it on the 4-hour and M30. I'm also going to mark in the current daily low and just see what we've got below that level. 4-hour is technically bullish by the looks of it. Still bullish. So we've got the weekly as bullish. We've got the 4-hour as bullish so far. We've got some, by the looks of it, some pretty clean traffic as well. Onto the M30, and that has flipped bullish yesterday. This one big impulse to the upside. So GU is a good one. This is an example I use and I say to pretty much everyone I coach. Especially for those who trade MY. By the time those guys come to the charts, they've had 2 sessions, full sessions of data print throughout the day. Meaning they've got more levels of support and resistance. So often what you'll find is you'll have the low of the day, you'll have the high of the day. At either side of that, you're likely going to have your levels of, obviously your levels of support to where you potentially look to buy from. But then you'll have levels of resistance where you should either reject if you're going to head back down, or levels that could, if you pop above it, where you could potentially look for your potential, where you could look for your potential buy to take it back up. As for the high, is you obviously got your resistance formed at that level, and you're obviously going to be looking for price to respect that level if it is to head down, or potential buys upon continuation if it is to pop above it. So GU, what we've got, the current daily candle high is this resistance just here. So I would say if we begin to pop above it, close above it, seeing we're at a 4-hour level of support, we're bouncing off it. For me, I would definitely look for potential buys above that level. Breaking and closing above resistance formed within the current daily candle. Once again, if we are to continue continue bearish, we should really respect it, not pop above it. As soon as we do begin to close above it, I would personally be looking for buy options if I was to trade this pair. Not too keen on trading within this range. There is probably peanuts of a margin. I was to measure it in, yeah, like 7.5 pips. Sell options likely below the current daily candles low, below the support, just below that level. So 1.26630. If we once again continue in line with the trend, respect resistance form within the current daily candle, get back down, retest the support, and begin to break below it. That same scenario to the downside as to the upside, and I'll be looking for my sell options if that was to be the case. So that is GU. So I've gone through GJ, gold, and GU. Gold is coming back towards my entry just now. So I secured only 50%, but that's all good, not a problem. Joseph GJ chart is different compared to others. Ondo and FX. What am I using in FXCM? Yeah, likely is. That's a wonder. You will have differences because some will have gaps, others won't. That's why I'm not using IC markets. People ask me why don't I use IC markets when I use my broker. There is just gaps everywhere on it. That's why I choose not to for the stream. I don't think it's that great for the stream, to be honest. Tommy, good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Simo, good morning to you, brother. To be honest with you, I'm the best of your. Cheers, my friend. Appreciate the support. Leon, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Been working the past few mornings, but hopefully next week we'll have time off in the morning. No problem, mate. Not a problem at all. As long as you guys are all well. Once again, guys, if you can, just hit that like button. That'd be much appreciated. Now, lastly, I will analyze, well, not lastly, but for the time being, I will analyze as, and then we can move on. I did some analysis on US oil as well today, guys. Chart markup. If anyone is interested, I can share that. All right. So looking at NAS, actually, I've got an idea, guys. Maybe I might share the link to some of these markups in the chat. You guys can have a look at it, see what you think. Oh. It's good to have as a bit of a reference and a background. What, you know, how I've marked up my chart, what I'm looking at. So that's an example on GJ. All right, so anyway, on to NAS while we wait. All right, so looking at the weekly, currently it is forming a bullish candle. Still trading within the high and low. Not a great deal we can make out of that. However, once again, bouncing off this resistance to the left, so maybe we will continue bullish, but again, can't just trade in anticipation. We need to wait to see what confirmations we've got and at what levels potentially once we go down to the different time frames. On the daily, structurally, we still remain bullish. Previous daily closed long wick to the downside, closing up near its high at a pretty choppy level of on the daily time frame. However, if we begin to break above that previous daily candle's high, see what we've got on the 4-hour time frame. There's any potential levels. It does look a lot cleaner above that level. Structurally, it is bearish on the 4-hour. So we've got the dailies bullish. I'd almost argue now the weekly start calling bullish. Interesting, because at resistance you got support on the 4-hour. Sounds confusing, but it's a good thing, and I'll adjust that in 30-minute, guys, don't worry. So We are to continue bullish. We should respect this support. We actually have a really nice clean counter to the left. What does it look like in the M30? All right, I would be now just adjusting this a little bit. Nas looks good, but for me, it's just not the time to be trading it. We got above the resistance formed at the current daily candle high. You have squeaky clean traffic to the left. It's technically bearish instruction M30. The bias is technically to the downside. However, you will have daily counter probabilities on your side once you begin to break above that previous daily candle high. So for me, I definitely consider the buy option above the high, but again, I'd want to see a nice closure above it, seeing it is a 4-hour resistance. And again, we attempted on this occasion only to reject towards the end of yesterday's trading session. Until we actually pop above and close above, I would not be interested in any impulse entry. I think it is the 4-hour resistance. If you pull that across to the left, it lines up with that as well. Now, having said that, like I mentioned earlier, good thing is we formed a 4-hour support. We formed a 30-minute support at the level of resistance. If we are to continue bullish, we should respect it. To the left of it, we have very clean traffic. So if price begins to pop below it, close below it, tap in and pull away from it, I'd see potential options to sell NAS at that point there. But yeah, it's likely going to make a bit of a pullback prior to MY. This one's going to be a tough one to be trading as well with all the news about today. But that's what I would be looking at moving forward. My gold run has just been taken out. That's all good. All right, so let's focus on GJ for the next 5 and a bit minutes. Let me send a link in to gold. And GJ as well. So I don't know what other streamer would give you this sort of shit, guys. I hope you appreciate it. Joseph, I was looking at gold entry to 23.57, but resistance on the 60-minute put me off. 23.57, the level it's currently at. Let me look at it, because for me, we just broke above a support, closed above it. That was my confirmation. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. That wick. Yep. However, I know, well, personally, I use the 30 minutes my confirmation, so I'm more concerned about the 30-minute time frame. I think you might be going through, you might be overanalyzing, my friend. Keep it simple. I'd avoid. Yeah, it's good to check it out sometimes, the hourly, just to add confluence, but look at it on the M30. See, the M30 is the time frame you're generally going to execute upon. So you're waiting for your catalyst to appear on that time frame. In this case, a closure above the resistance. On the M30, you got clean move up, clean move down, clean move up, clean move down. To me, that was not even a concern to even check the hourly. All I checked was the 4-hour, just to see, because it was the open. That was my only slight concern, but for me, it had done still enough to give me the confidence to look for that potential buy. Just clear some of this. All right, I might pop a Zoom link in if anyone wants to join. Feel free. Just as always, just do something stupid, you booted. So just I send a link in good faith that you guys are gonna behave yourselves. Ian, more into you, my friend. Josh, more into you, brother. Hey, like stream guys, that'd be much appreciated. Alright, so GJ is now rejecting his previous level. It's trying to close back above it, so that's a good sign. I mean, that's a good sign. So it's almost forming, or you could argue, well, you could say it's basically just a break and retest at the moment on the 15. We'll see though if it actually closes and remains above that level. What's up? Silent winning at Slimlink. It's just in a, should be just above you, my friend. Just above that comment.
Good morning, mate.
How are you, brother?
Oh, mate, not too bad, thank you. How are you keeping?
All good. Where's the video for this?
Yeah, I just literally woke up, so you're gonna have to bear with me just for a couple of minutes.
Okay. No, all good, man. All good. I'm just not sure if I've done something because the screen
No. So I just didn't put the video on just for a moment. I literally just woke up, so.
No, all good, bro. I wasn't sure if you, because usually there'll be a little pop-up box and I don't have no idea where it is if it's supposed to be there. So
Yeah.
No, all good. All good, man. All good with you?
Not too bad. I've had an issue with my fridge and freezer last night, so I'm not quite happy with what's happened.
Yeah, a bit right old pain in the ass.
Well, it's the temperatures are not working on the refrigeration, so I need to speak to the landlord and get it sorted.
Yeah, fair enough, man.
All the stuff that I had for the past couple of days, they're all basically defrosted, and it's basically fucked.
Someone's gotta go shopping again. That's gonna cost you.
Bro, I just did shopping yesterday.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Worst timing ever, man.
What can you do? It's unfortunate,
yeah. But yeah, precisely that, man. But other than that, trading wise, I hate to tell you so, man, but I don't know if you saw my comment yesterday when you did your analysis for New York session.
Oh, yeah, I did see it. I saw it just before the stream.
Oh, you did?
To be honest.
Yeah, okay.
So
I was quite surprised because that actually happened when I was in the gym, and
yeah,
the fact that it went 150 pips, mate, it was quite. I was quite stunned about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just normal to wake up and see gold's created a new all-time high. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's all good. Got a piece of the pie just before, so again, just wait patiently for the right confirmation, and that's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, today is a day where you just do not want to mess around now, because we're in the beginning of the sessions where we're gonna have the busy news coming up this week, and I'm advising all these retail traders that are on the stream and all that stuff, do not overflow or overlot your session with overlotting your sizes and margin, because this is not a day to mess around with your account. if you are going to do that, you might as well just do a demo account, and you might as well just go to a casino, because today is not a good day to mess around.
No, obviously not. Definitely not. But I'm sure that you guys within the chat are intelligent enough to know what it's about today. So yeah, just I wouldn't even be bothering to be trading into it, in all honesty. But yeah, each to their own. If you want to, just open up a small side account if you want to have a gamble or news. That's what I would suggest, but not trade a live account personally for me.
Heck, I'm only here for like maybe an hour, then I'm just dipping out because I've got things to do today. So it gives me a good reason to distract myself while, you know, today is a busy day for like Forex in general.
Yeah,
so
fair
it's
enough.
a good reason not to trade as well, you know.
Yeah, well, for me, I'd focus on GJ more, but all presents and presents. You're gonna take what presents once it ticks the box.
Precisely.
Just
gonna dip out for just a couple of minutes, but I'll still be around the stream.
So go for it, man. All good. We'll catch you after then. No problem.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, just quickly looking at EU. I mean, it's basically respecting the same levels we marked in yesterday. Yeah, EU does looks pretty clean, to be honest. Approaching a support, so what I want to see how it reacts to it. If it starts to pop below it, we now include that wick. It's a bullish candle. So I would say now, if price begins to pop below at 108.480. Had a bit of exhaustion now. We're in the middle of the, basically in the middle range towards the low end, middle to low end. So if price comes back down and respects that support, then potentially can look for a buy just based off the level it's at, without actually looking too much into the structure and bias and all that type of thing. Otherwise, if we are to continue bullish, then as I mentioned on most of the other pairs, we should not need to break support. If we break support, close below, we're likely going to head back down a little bit further. You guys get the picture. Quickly, weekly bullish, current candle has a high low, higher high. Daily, okay, so look at that. Previous daily closed a long wick to the upside. Projecting previous levels over here to the left. As soon as price begins to break the low and we start to close below an EM30, that's added confluence. Perhaps we have grabbed that liquidity from the upside. Really, no need to create much of an upper wick. We've created an upper wick at around the open of the previous daily candle, created that resistance, beginning to head back down and approaching the previous daily candle's low. So that's added confluence for a potential sell option. This is a 4-hour level. As long as we remain below 108.620, roughly 615, then I feel the sell options could be definitely available. Otherwise, buys from the support. If it respects it, sells below it. If it starts to pop below it, using that previous daily candle low as added confluence, lower high, lower low. Pretty simple analysis on EU. All right, 23.5 minutes left in GJ. Let's see where his candle closes. So how is things going, guys? How's the week been? Did a leg workout in the gym today, which was pretty painful. the drive home is a struggle when you got your legs shaking on the pedals. That's a real struggle.
I just heard that you just had a struggle with your legs today when
Oh
going to
mate,
the gym.
leg sessions.
I'm tempted to do legs today with the gym that I went to yesterday, and I tell you, the gym I went to was quite old school, so it was not too
That's
bad.
all right.
Yeah, the only downside was there was no shower facilities there, so coming back home having to shower is a bit of a pain, really.
Yeah, look, I prefer to shower at home, to be honest. I don't like to use the dirty gym showers if I can avoid it. But
Oh yeah, I get where you're coming from, but if I am being quite mobile and trying to get around places, or if I'm going to be going somewhere else, having a shower after my working out in the gym would not be a bad shout, but it just depends what I'll be doing for the day, you know.
that's fair enough. I'm just answering Andy's question in the was about to type a reply, but do I have chicken legs? They're a little poultry. They're not that bad. They're not that great, to be honest. To be honest, they're weak at the moment, really weak, because I've not done a leg workout for God knows for months.
Yeah, I am.
Since I was away.
I'm preparing myself for the mountain climbing that I'm doing next month, so I actually got to focus on my legs quite a lot, and especially cardio.
Yeah, cardio is a big one.
Precisely, my man.
Alright, so GJ rejecting gold is also rejecting. Let's see what happens when it comes back down to that previous resistance it closed below. Also, a few of you in the Zoom, do us a favor if you can be on the YouTube at the same time, because the only problem is I'll lose YouTube viewers if you all pop in on the Zoom. So just do us a favor and make sure you're watching on at least one device on the YouTube. That'd be much appreciated. Just turn the volume down on YouTube, and that means you'll hear me in absolute real time on the Zoom call. Otherwise, it's like it's on ultra low latency, so it's like a 2 or 3 second delay, I think.
It's kind of it's like a minute delay with a difference, but it's not a bad thing, you know.
Oh, it shouldn't be a minute. It's literally a few seconds, man, on YouTube.
Well, it might be a few seconds.
It could be maybe it's not on live. Maybe you've got the stream.
It depends on the person that does the streaming session, you know. Sometimes their difference with Zoom to like YouTube is quite a difference.
All right, I'm not sure because on my end it's coming up as it's literally a couple of seconds behind. That's it.
Then that's perfect. I mean, the last person I associated with, it was like a minute, and that was crazy.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. That's shit house. No. A minute. Wow. Even 10 seconds. That's too long, especially if you're calling a trade.
Yeah. That's
too bad for everyone waiting. Yeah, I've already taken it, guys. I have no shirt, no worries. I have a dad. Hey, bud, all good. All right, so GJ popping back. It's all right. There is sweet FA margin to take a sell right now, so all good. We'll get the buys from lower down. Trust for a really nice move to happen before. Emil, good day to you, my friend. Hope you're well. Taking buys above. Not in GJ. I took a buy on gold earlier. earlier today, just here. Which the runner's just been taken out recently. GJ, I don't trust the volume on GJ. It has absolutely no volume. These candles are crap compared to what we're used to seeing with GJ. I mean, that's 6 pips. The piss week breakout. GJ used to make breakouts of, you know, 50 pips in minutes. Even this candle, it's a big one, don't get me wrong, but 39 pips. Past the candle like that in GJ would be about 100 pips, no joke. So the volume in most of these candles is quite shallow at the moment. A lot of them are below 10 pips, which is not much. So we'll see. Obviously the volume due to be coming in, which should be, doesn't necessarily mean it will. The volume definitely be volume, but it may be, again, it may be an arm wrestle, so it doesn't mean it's going to actually spike it in any direction. It could just consolidate yet again. No one knows until we actually see what happens and we wait for our confirmations. Andy, how do you give advice on a 6-pack? Like, eat clean. That's it. Just, it's all about the diet, man. Main thing is the diet. I mean, do some abs, but not much. Not like I used to. Yeah, just diet. Work up sweat. What I do at the gym. I don't bother so much with heavy weights. Occasionally I'll do some sort of compound move, but not often. More high intensity stuff. So, but 90% of it is the diet. That's my opinion. Alrighty guys, I'll be back in just a minute or two. Alrighty guys, I am back. Silence, join a Zoom link, don't be shy. Yeah, join it, but don't forget to watch at the same time on YouTube. Otherwise I'll have no viewers whatsoever.
Luckily, I have like a console or a PC that is free use, so I can use that for YouTube. But I just use the phone for like Zoom at the moment because I got like no microphone and no camera for the PC.
Yeah, fair enough. That's all good.
Yeah. How was the rest of your day? Was it good?
Yeah, busy, man. Busy. If had 2 coaching sessions in 8 a.m. my time with US clients. And aside from that, yeah, the gym. Chart markups and a few things, some content and that's about it.
Yeah, no, that's quite good. It keeps you active. It keeps you busy, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Keeps your mind ticking over as well, analyzing and coaching as well. Definitely, I enjoy it. I really do.
No, that's a good thing. As long as you enjoy it, then you have that perspective of like, I can do this any day type of mindset, you know.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for the London Open? Because I think it's going to be quite quiet.
Well, we'll see. I mean, as long as we remain above this previous resistance, and I feel there is a chance we will continue up. We've got pretty clean traffic to the left. Tapped into that level, so we've formed a resistance at a previous level of support here to the left. If we begin to pop above it, preferably a closure above it, then I'd be happy to look for buys. 15-minute is exhausting. It's tried to pull back into the range below. It's rejected twice. So as long as we remain above it, we get a nice strong closure of this M15, closing probably above the bodies that counts to the left. Could possibly be looking for buys on the next M30 candle.
Yeah.
Stop loss. I mean, it looks wide, but it's not, because there's no volume in these candles.
Sometimes you get some good volume during pre-London, but it just depends on the day that's coming ahead of you. It's like, again, when we spoke about the impact of the news that brings to our sessions, of course, there isn't really much impact that happens during the London sessions, only kind of like Euro or GBP or maybe a little bit of the Japanese yen.
Yeah, it's not as frequent anyway.
No. And when it comes to like US news, it happens during New York, and it's really hard to dictate if there's going to be much volume coming during the day or not. During like London opening or after London Open, like pre New York.
Yeah, we just need to wait for the confirmation, just to, you know, give you that signal. Silent man, I've just posted the link in yet again. Dream Lifestyle, hello to you. Joseph, would I wait for Lowick to form before entry at GJ trade plays out, like you said? Not necessarily, because if it does close up near its high, because we grab liquidity from the downside. So this could be a liquidity grab. So what likely is to happen is the new candle could just pop to the upside. So I'm just gonna keep track of where this candle closes. I mean, don't tell me it's just gonna fly. If it does, for me, it's just very impulsive. It's a difficult way to get involved. NSRSPS, good to see you, my friend. Been a while. Yeah, I'm all good, man. Hope you're doing well.
I think you can take some impulse trades, but it's going to have to be like, depends on the time, and it depends on the actual confirmation of the candles.
Yeah, I think it's just, you need to be just patient with them, not force it. Just because you see it start to fly like this, don't just enter. And I'm not entering, guys. I'm just wanting to, I'm just trying to see where the highs are. What I'm looking for now is, because if this thing just pops, I want it to close significantly above this bearish candle. And then I'm going to set a buy limit order back at the low of that bearish candle. The high, sorry. That's what I'm looking at just now. So it all depends where it closes in the next 7 minutes. It's got a bit of time to move further, and it could do anything. Tell me, I hope it does. You mean close that bullish engulfing candle? I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
It's just really tricky. It's just really tricky that we've got like another 7 minutes left, and this candle looks like it wants to push.
It looks like it wants to, but I'm not getting FOMO. I'm not jumping into nothing.
No. I wasn't dictating to say that's going to be an idea to do, but it just depends on how this is going to play for like another 76 minutes coming by.
Yep. It's just a matter of waiting, having the patience to wait. And where the issue is, a lot of people get FOMO and want to be jumping in just now. And you could argue it's a liquidity grab right now and it should continue bullish, but I'd rather just wait patiently 6 minutes. If it makes the move now, it makes the move. It's not what I planned, so I'm prepared just to chill and wait.
That's always a good thing to do.
Yep. Wait for the right confirmations.
Especially like if you're a beginner and if you have a plan in front of you on your playbook. The playbook should say you're going to wait for confirmations. You're going to wait for a specific, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just came out of my head.
Yeah, for your catalyst and that.
Yeah. It's just, if it falls into your play, then you can take it. But it all depends on the time frame that you're going to be trading on as well.
DJ just breaking. All good. All good. No stress. Just waiting. And it's nice seeing Matt has passed the torch. Yeah. Obviously learned a lot from being part of, TCG. Learn a lot about myself within it as well. Not just charts, but my trading and my rules, and I learned to create those. And obviously that's what brought about my little Forex scalp guide. Well, it's not that little, it's over 111 pages, I think it is, last time I checked. So yeah. Tommy? Oh, you said that, hope it does. Sean, good day to you, my friend, hope you're well. Who is talking, sorry, late stream? It's Josh, man.
Hey, how are you doing? You don't see me, but I am here.
Yeah, I don't know what I've done in the video again. I have no idea.
No, it's not you, mate. It's me. It's I mentioned earlier that I haven't put the camera on yet. I'm still kind of like
oh, okay, yeah. No, all good.
Getting rid of this cobweb. I'm still trying to wake up and
all good, bro. No problem.
Trying to get my protein at the start of the morning before I actually head out.
Enjoy, brother, enjoy. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm tracking the high now of these candles. So I'm lining it up anyway. Because buying upon continuation, this thing's just gonna fly, isn't it? I'm gonna look to set a limit order back at the high of that bearish candle on the 15-minute, which is 7.3 or 7.3.
I think there'd be a good reason why this is pushing is because that plane traffic to the left side is giving the catalyst of the indication that that's why it is pushing. Look at those two big candles.
Yeah.
On that side, it's really good direction just to go up.
It's only 20 people here. And oh yeah, and 4 likes. Yeah, it's a little bit more. I think it's up to 14 now, but all good. Happy yesterday. Yesterday I had over 400 views, so that's by far the most I've had any off the stream so far, which is good.
Yesterday was quite good.
Yeah, so we're getting there. I'd like the right on 30 new subs all of yesterday, so that's real positive. So we're getting there. All right, guys. So back to the charts because I'm contemplating a Gbpjpy. First option is the limit order back at the high of that bearish candle, but it needs to close. Don't do this. Well, forget it if it does that because it's not significantly enough. Option 2 could be, yeah, it could be valid on the 5 minute. I'm just waiting patiently though to see what his candle closes. I want it to close significantly above. Now, if that is to be the case, I'm going to set a limit buy order at the high of the swing point, the bearish candles on a 15 minute. So I'll let you know if I am going to take the entry, if I'm going to set it, but not if it closes a pip and a half as is above, because it's just not enough in my opinion. It happens, Tommy. I get it all the time too. I'm like, shit, why is it like 2 minutes behind? But yeah, I have no idea. Franco, more into you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hence why I don't use IC markets as on TradingView, because it's just open with a gap on a 5 minute on my MetaTrader. All right, this is a bit better. Push a little bit more. This is better. This is what we want to see. $465 gives a little bit more room than M30, because that's technically the pause just there. All right, I'm gonna set in 10 seconds a limit order at 467. No, 466. Sorry, that is the exact. I have that pause on the 30 minute. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so I've got limit order. Stop loss is below the 30 minute. Entry price is exactly that, 466. That's what I'm currently looking at. I like the fact that it's pulled down, hasn't popped up. So we'll see.
I'm not going to take this one if it does come to this confirmation, just because I'm not going to try and trade today.
All good. All good, my friend. You do what works for you. And yeah, this is my second trade of the day, so we'll see.
Your second trade? What was your first trade?
Gold.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, gold buy, which was a really nice win, no drawdown.
Was that like on the 23.41 or something? Or, where was your...
No, that was just not long before stream. It was just here.
Oh, nice.
23.5. I can't remember exactly what price I got in.
Oh, nice.
Oh. 6.6.
And that was what, 10-20 pips did you take, or?
Yeah, I closed like half at 12 or something, 11, and the rest got stopped out. It's not a big win, but it's all good. And not quite in yet, guys. Almost. You may have been triggered in by spread. Franco, nice win. Yep, I'm still not in on this trade. The green man's lit up, but not in just yet. Full margin, silent. I mean, if this thing flips, because how I'd manage this usually is it starts flipping, you contemplate against break even because it shouldn't break its own low yet again. but that's not going to be much as far as distance wise. So as soon as it breaks the previous candle's high, that's where I begin to break even.
Full margin.
Andy. I like that. True. Well, look, some might. That's up, you know, each their own, I suppose. But
Oh yeah, I know people are gonna go full Lambo on this one.
oh, this one.
They just want to make that trade happen before you know, FOMC and stuff today.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it ticks the box, so I'm happy to go with it. So close to being triggered, but not just yet. It's tapped in on this broker. Can I stream MY as well? I may occasionally do an MY stream, but not tonight. I won't have the time, to be honest. Still not in.
Are you not?
Huh?
It looks like that you'd be in. I thought you'd be in with the but I suppose it depends on the spread that you have.
All right, I'm in. So let's see. If it comes back down to this resistance, it should really bounce off it. That's the next level it could tap into. I'd want it to respect that. Still yet to create an upper wick, so I'm still quite comfortable. Looking for a buy above 192.50. Yeah, that's on the flip. That's more probable. I'm just trying to make the most of the margin. We shall see. To manage it, you could either just let it ride. You could begin to cut it as it breaks back below the body of that previous candle, or you wait for 15-minute closures. And gold is just consolidating. So I think gold is going to just consolidate now until closer to news. Let's see. They haven't quite tapped into that level again, but again, we have so previously the closure above, tap in, pull away from it. We don't really need to pull back yet again. But once again, we may do so before we flip off it. Or we may just melt below. No one knows. We have to wait and see. All right, is it going to bounce off this level now? We want it to bounce off it, obviously.
Gold just took a little drop right down.
Yeah, I did it.
Unless you just came back, you saw gold.
So it's tapped into that level. That's all good. I think it could just consolidate. So good thing on gold, it does consolidate between this high and the support just here. Could provide potential sell option.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Once it starts to pop below it. Could almost be getting Xauusd just now, to be honest, if it closes below, but there's 21 minutes remaining. So
Yeah, that's right. I heard that you said that it might just consolidate until news, which I know sometimes they like to make some volume during pre-New York session, so it's quite tricky to find out what's going to be the confirmation for gold at the moment. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a slow movement today. I do agree with you on that one.
yeah, could well do so. Could well do so, but we'll see.
Yeah.
As Medicine, hi cutie, hello to you. Someone gets the kicks by watching me.
It's all the working out, my man, and doing those leg sessions too.
Oh, leg sessions. No, it's different. The leg sessions. It's the hairstyle. That's what it is.
Oh yes, that's the main reason too.
Exactly. All right, GJ, come on. Do the little flip for us. It's really not much volume. It's very stagnant. Even this move is just, there is no volume.
No, there might be some volume coming up to like London, but then it might not be after that.
Yeah, I hope that's the thing. London could give 30 minutes of it, and it may just struggle. To be honest, Silent, can you stream without your shirt on? That's only fan streams. Should do it though.
Oh, that's also for Twitch as well.
Oh really? Is that what they do? Stream without a shirt on?
Yeah. And then they get banned. So that's you know, you either risk it or you don't risk it, as they say.
Yeah, I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Streaming with my top on. All right, GJ. Don't forget the hot tub red for more viewers. Not a chance, my friend. Not a chance. Wonder if there's a niche for it though. X-rated for extreme. Who knows? Don't want to get my Superman bot out. Nah, it's spared for one in particular. Call yourself the naked trader. I know the naked investor, but he's not called naked investor. Actually, that's not naked, that's barefoot investor. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Good. OnlyFans, naked trader. Watch him trade live. How's kid on? In the hot tub. All right, GJ, come on, do its thing. Now, if the 15 closes like this, I'm probably going to cut half just to start managing risk. I just want to wait for the closure of the 15-minute. I want it to stay above this previous level. Naked trade, naked charts, everything naked. True. Nothing wrong with a naked chart. I've often said I can pretty much trade without any of this. Honestly. Sometimes I think it's better just to clear the clutter. I think sometimes people overanalyze and draw in way too many horizontals, way too many zones. Sometimes it's best not to see anything. Just look at that, literally.
Yeah. I sometimes do naked trades as well. I don't do normally setups, but I just wait for like confirmations from candles and patterns to give me some catalyst.
Yeah, you need something.
Yeah.
Frank, will you cut losses when the M15 closes bearish? I'll probably wait for the closure, and then if the next account breaks low of it, I'll probably cut 50% at that point just to begin to manage it at very minimal drawdown. So see how it goes. 15 is about to close. I like to keep my losses small, but we'll see if it closes like this. I mean, I'm back at entry now, so we've got the 15 closure. Silent is indicators that show me trend without a trend line. That's also fine, man, if that works for you. I'm not opposed to indicators, I just don't use them, well, not often, and they're lagging. But once again, if it works for you, who am I to just say, oh, it's a waste of time, or just do what works for you guys. I still got the full positioning, by the way. Most people use them to enter, use them for target points, so that's a good idea as well. Got more likes than viewers at the moment. It always happens at some point on my streams. That's all good. Eventually it's going to get up there because more subscribers, the more daily views, more people realize that I'm giving out, I think it's quality for education. People will show up. All right, let's see, GJ. Gold still at that support. So now what you can do on GJ to manage this trade and keep your loss really small, seeing it's now, as soon as it flips, if it flips back bullish, you can pretty much just drag your stop loss to below the current entry current candle. Sure, I've joined you now just in this one. I got a little later though. I think I was waiting for the confirmation on lower time frame and then it just shot. Okay. Well, let's see, buddy. So I only trade US30 and EJ swing. Yeah, I remember you mentioned US30. EJ swing trade and scalp gold sometimes. Okay. EJ is a nice one. Maybe it's a pair I'll look at a little bit more closely. Used to trade it. What am I in at? 6, 7 was my actual entry where I got in, triggered in that point. So I would really like to get to break even prior to London, but it may not give me the option to do so. That's a little bit of a risk because London open volume could pretty much do anything. When are you going back to time? No plans just yet. Hopefully around end of August. Your entry 192476. Okay. They love you long time. My missus does. She definitely does. You're not wrong. As mentioned, don't think I'm suffering from any financial hardship, thank God, but I love following and watching special people. Thank you. More than welcome to watch, participate in the chat. And GJ is just in all sorts. It has no idea. That's all good. Still technically invalid, so not gonna manage anything just now. Just waiting. Silent, thank you very much. Very kind, you guys. Well, this is a long trade. I like to be in and out, usually within minutes. I'm surprised, don't know what it's doing. GJ is just being GJ, but it's all good. Yeah, London Open. I know that's my worry is London Open. That's why I wanted to, once it started going to a couple pip profit, almost start to flip. I wanted to, that point, once it started to flip, if it did actually flip, I would probably gotten to break even. Just accepting the fact London Open volume could come in and it could just sink yet again. It's always the unknown, London Open. You follow your analysis, you follow your plan, but it's hard to know what exactly will happen when you get that big rush of volume. It could go your way eventually, but it could melt first to grab liquidity before it does that. So that's the one concern. Absil, hello from Philippines. Good day to you. Hope you're well. Welcome. Welcome from a pretty old, wintry day here in Melbourne. It's not even winter yet, but it definitely feels it. Six and a half minutes until the open. What's gold up to now? So gold's trying to melt. All right. There could be potential gold entries too at the open, but I'm in a GJ trade, so I'm not going to bother. Just depends where his counter closes, in my opinion. If it closes pretty much as is, then I'll be waiting for the next candle to open up, creates up a wick, and look for a potential sell as it breaks the low of this catalyst candle. But it could make the move just now. Still enough time for it to do so. Gold does have volume, obviously. Usually moves with a fair bit of volume. You're coming to a time of volume. Pre-London. Into London. So, see. Astral, good day to you. Alright, come on GJ. Currently in a GJ buy, my friend. Thank you for the sub. Silent, that candle huge. Just starts to flip and I want to get to break even before London. It's having issues right at the height of this candle. Doesn't want to flip. The idea for gold is to fake out right from the highs. Right. From the highs. Yeah, and breaking a support form near the highs. So it's formed support at the highs, it's tapping into this resistance. If it starts to pop and close below it, that's what I'm thinking. Alright. GJ is starting to look okay, so I'm just gonna trail the stop now to below the entry candle. So my current stop is now just a little bit below.
Not too bad. And then we've got London in the next 5 minutes as well. So
yeah, that's that's the concern, but
I'm only gonna stick for like another 5 minutes of this open, and then I'm gonna dip out.
all good, my friend, all good. Come on, JJ. All good, Sean. No worries, my friend. What broker am I using? IC Market still. I do have an account for A.C.T, but I may switch over to that soon.
Looking not too bad for GJ.
Yeah, it's just stopping at this current candle's high.
Yeah.
Every time it approaches it, it rejects it, so I really want to get to break even prior to London Open.
Recommendations for brokers?
US brokers.
Yeah, you've got.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I think they're a good one. Great service. Second to none. The spreads are not the best though. But you mentioned you do swing trades, so that's okay. It's not that much of an issue. But as far as scalping their raw spread account's still not the greatest. Yeah, that's all I know, to be honest. If anyone else knows.
You've got Blueberry Markets.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
It's a really good one for if you're using commodities like gold.
Yeah.
You might have to check on their commission just in case, because they will take commissions on pair trades, if I recall correctly. Fusion Markets, which I'm using, is really good, and it's in the RC land as well, so that's an extra bonus.
Okay.
Fusion Markets is really good for spreads. It's really good for just having customer support as well. It's actually the best customer support compared to any other brokers that I've used at the moment. And another one that people recommend is Hanko Trade as well, but you have to bear in mind with Hanko Trade, they've got their own it's kind of like MetaTrade, but they don't allow MetaTraders on their system because they changed the relegations last year. So you have to download their own version of MetaTrader, you could say.
I'm just, by the way, I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm getting to break even because we're coming to London Open. It's flipped. We've grabbed liquidity once again within this current candle. The new candle should just pop up. It really has no need to continue to keep pulling back, and if it does, I can accept it at break even. I've already taken a win today anyway, so I'm not going to give back profits. Yeah, leverage, it does, but as far as customer service, I was blown away. Also, A.C.T are really good for me. That's very next day, or I think it was the same day, I opened an account. The account manager called me just to introduce himself and that, so very impressive.
Yeah, that happened with me as well on Fusion Markets, which
So,
is really cool.
Sorry guys, I've just been taken out. I'm out. I think it's very well managed, so not a problem. So that's a break even. Just gonna pop that up. And it could, if you guys are still happy in it, by all means. I mean, now it's looking good. It flips.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna flip. It's gonna push up. It's dancing around 23.57 at the moment.
Look at GJ go now. Wow.
Ouch.
It happens, but again, I know London Open. I know what it can do. I don't want to get torn to shreds, so I'm happy with that result. I was stuck in a bit of drawdown. The analysis can still play out. It's all right. It's all good. Still a profitable day. So we'll see. We'll see what we got moving forward. Either way. Goal respecting the support. That's even better. Perfect. Because we've tapped into the range below, popping back above it. Once again, now we'll consolidate from that support. Same thing. If we start to pop below it, close below it, still sell options. The issue of the buy is you're buying it into resistance. I'm not as comfortable with that. So the buys, I think you're best to wait for it to either come back down or look for continuation buys at this point, in my honest opinion.
The only thing I would say about gold on the 5 minutes, there's at least 4 wick rejections before this London Open, and it looks like it wants to push back up to at least 23.60, where the last highs was before it actually dropped off.
Yep. GJ, based on 30 minutes, not a bad entry right now, in all honesty. You could almost be in a GJ buy.
You could.
It's broken that weak bullish candles high. I can't do it because it won't let me, because it's too... Why is it at that size lot? I have no idea. I think a buy option right now is good, but I cannot enter. Leveraged. How is that? Hold on, let me check something. Oh, that's why. Didn't realize my lot size was set for that. I have no idea. Why did that change? All good.
At least you didn't enter on that specific lot
that would have
size.
blown the account, to be honest.
Oosh.
I had no idea why it's reset. But it does. It actually looks good for a buy. Reason being is you got that weak pause just here. Formed a bit of a lower wick. It should continue. It should not pull back. It's not the greatest in the 15. Still consolidating a little bit. But you've tapped into that support yet again. You've bounced off it. That should give you your potential buy just now. So I think even if I stayed in that earlier trade, I would have been taking out break even just now. Without it even getting to 10. So I think it was a good decision.
Right, mate, I'm going to dip out. I've got stuff I need to tackle on.
No, all good, my friend.
And
No worries.
I will see you whenever I will see you.
Not a problem, man. Thank you for joining.
No problem. Have a good
fine.
rest of your day, mate.
You too. Cheers, mate. Bye.
See you, bro. Bye.
What are we to do, guys? Wait on gold. Let's wait on GJ, see what happens. London Open. Again, very indecisive. Created the lower wick, created upper wick, and is now heading back down. How about GU? GU didn't look bad as well. One, if you're looking at it, Franco, that's bullish engulfing, so you got a few catalysts there. Bullish engulfing, you've got a long wick into the consolidation below, and to close above it. Really has no need to pull back down. It should just hop to the upside. Got clean traffic to the left. So I think it looks good if it respects this level. EU, it's bounced off support. Silent, we need to let it cook a little bit. London, yeah. And it often does that the first 5-10 minutes of London Open. Sean, I got taken out break even as well. I still think it's not a bad entry just now. But back, I obviously had the wrong settings on my MetaTrader, so I'm not gonna chase it just now. Alright, Aussie doing? That's going okay. Nas. Look at that, still consolidating. Oh. Just being GJ though, up, down. Yeah, it is at the moment. It's a bit all over the shop, isn't it? Mr. Ben Chamberlain, hope you're well, brother. How are you this AM? We had an attempt on GJ buys on the limit order. Man, was just taking out break even at London Open. All that clean traffic, yeah. I mean, even GU, a lot of pairs, GU has clean traffic and it's still not made the move. Still potentially could. Oh, excuse me. Been on computer for so long today. Not good for your eyes. Joseph, you're still in, but you got your stop loss at 44. Okay, so you're managing your risk. That's all right. What you're saying about gold might be flipping from a high. Gold, what I was saying is that, so it's technically at a 4-hour resistance right now, this level here. And it's tapped into it and it's rejecting it. Now, what it's done at that level is form a minor support. So that minor support lines up with this previous level of resistance. So it's obviously a level of liquidity within price action within this range. So what we should do if we are to continue bullish, we should form another support above it and end up creating a higher high. And then potentially retesting the all-time highs, creating a new all-time high. If we begin to break and close below, we're likely going to head down, and first level is going to be in that support. Yeah, that's a potential level. What I'm probably waiting for though now is 15 to close, and if it closed bearish engulfing, that would be my catalyst. That could be enough. Ben might be due to news today. I'll make a move later. It'll make a move later. Yeah, all the news. I mean, it's red hot with news the next few days. Obviously, CPI and FOMC. You got today, you got tomorrow, PPI. High impact news the next today and tomorrow as well. And then Friday, it's GDP for the pound. So definitely a busy week for the next 3 days, and obviously you got consumer sentiment to end the week. Just if you hadn't had enough red follow news, just to top it off, I'll give you one more on Friday. What is GJ Daily doing? Not a lot. So use the pound now in waiting in anticipation of GDP, perhaps. There's been a lot of news to come out of Japan in terms of, I think they've had their first will have their first interest rate hike in I think it was 34 years or something I was saying. Bank of Japan. We don't change monetary policy, we just deal directly with FX moves. I'm not sure how they deal with that because FX moves have been going very much against the yen. Ueda, Bank of Japan governor, whatever his name is. We might need to change monetary policy if FX moves lead not just to rising import prices, but risk pushing up trend inflation more than expected. Okay. A little bit conflicting. It's the same day, so it's not a previous post. In one post he's saying they're not going to change, and another post he's saying we might change. Go figure. That's probably why GJ has no idea what he wants to do, because the governor of the Bank of Japan doesn't sound like he has any idea as well, to be honest. Gotta love it. Ogle TV, GJ, yeah, it was just in a GJ buy limit and just got taken out break even. Spent a fair bit of time drawdown. It wasn't a massive drawdown, it was about 4.5 pips, I think. Around 5 at one point. I'm just not trusting it now, to be honest. It has no volume. It really has stuff all volume. Or as we say here in our Sweet FA, volume. You guys can figure out what that means. Silent if you traded NY, it'd be good to have more subs for starting channel viewers can see the skills, bro. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's so much competition. Obviously, with London session, there's a lot of competition too. But NY, I think you've got the main players. So I'm not sure how many I get on my stream. But yeah, I definitely will. Like once I open up the free Discord, I will occasionally, well, like I said, at least once a week, try to do an NY stream with just the guys in the Discord. Maybe like a weekly catch up, like slash webinar, where people can ask me to go over a certain entry or a question. I can try to do my best to answer it in over like a 30-minute little session. Yeah, for the Discord guys. So yeah, few ideas there. Everyone trades mostly MY. Gold mostly MY. You can trade. That's a good point. That is a good point. That's a point of difference. Speaking of indices, let's look at German 40. So the DAX is making a fair push. Would have been a difficult one for me to consider upon impulse. Yeah, maybe I would have had a confirmation based off a 5-minute. Not an easy entry though. DJ right at its open doesn't really give you much confidence, does it? $15 into the open feels like I've been here already for 3 hours. Not a lie. Not a word of a lie. It's GJ rejecting just now. Don't know why I'm on Yali. That's alright. I'll stick around a bit and I'll see. Maybe I'll look for if something presents. But I've taken 2 trades already today. 1 win and a break even. So we'll see. See if anything presents. Gold still respecting this support for the time being. How did the 15 close? Yeah. Not convincingly. Still above that previous level of resistance. We'll see where we're at upon the next candle closure. You started early today? Yeah, I did, brother. Probably just stick to the usual 6:30 a.m. time. Shrif, g'day to you, mate. I'll have a look at your question in 2 seconds. I'm just sending a message. Sorry, guys. All right. Back. I am back. What have I missed? Probably not much because not many on stream, but all good. I stopped trading GJ because Japan started manipulating the currency. Yeah. God knows. I mean, that comment by the governor. Who knows what's a thing. Sharif, welcome to you, my friend, by the way. In yesterday's YouTube video analysis on GJ, you mentioned the 30-minute candle went for, this is the YouTube, sorry, the Zoom chat. Is the 30-minute candle went for liquidity before making a bullish move. My question is, just to the left of the wick, there were 3 bullish candles. Why is that not counted as liquidity move? Let me read again. YouTube video analysis of JJ mentioned the 30-minute candle went for liquidity before making a bullish move. NY update from yesterday. So I'm assuming, but when I made that video, this is Tuesday, so it is yesterday. I made that video around this point. Left of that, there were 3 bullish candles, each about 1, 2, 3.
Morning, Justin.
How are you, mate? Good to chat to you again. Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has.
Yeah. It was on yesterday's. I think it was the New York analysis that you did.
Yeah,
it may have been on the 15-minute if you had flipped onto that, but there was a wick that sort of liquidity grab before it moved up. Yeah.
Oh, just here.
Yeah, just there.
Oh,
so
okay.
just,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah, so those candles, they're just to the left of that one there. Those 3 bullish ones.
these ones?
Yeah.
Okay. So why didn't I regard that as the liquidity grab? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because I would have got. I understand the move that's happened there and that bearish one, the big wick candle. So
Yep.
I understand that's a liquidity grab. Can understand that, but why wouldn't you consider those candles on the left there, say, as a bullish move?
Well, that has grabbed liquidity for sure because it's come from
Yeah.
a 4-hour zone. I'm pretty sure I had a 4-hour level marked in. So it's come from a support. So yes, it's grabbed liquidity from that level. But I'm talking about as far as in terms of price actions to justify an entry. For me, yes, that grabbed liquidity. So what we should have done is probably should have just continued to the upside. But for whatever reason, we've probably not had enough volume in the market, not enough orders being filled to the upside. The price has popped back down to that level to grab more liquidity, and this long wick is what would trigger me, what would suggest to me that we've grabbed some more liquidity before we have continued to the upside. Again, it's bounced off that support as well, so it's not just any level, which literally tapped into it, and only for it to close back into that zone, which is a weak closure. So once again, to me, that is just a grab of liquidity before price ended up continue along in line with the actual trend, which was bullish, in line with the initial push to the upside. So that's what I mean. Yes, this, you could say, argue grab liquidity, but it wasn't ready. It popped back down to grab some more. So that to me is more of a liquidity grab than this move here. Because if that was the liquidity grab, then we shouldn't have had this drop. We should have just continued. Like, this candle should not be there, that bearish candle. It should just continue up. So that's why I'm saying it's a liquidity grab. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I understand that bit now. So thanks for that. And just that big sort of bullish candle next to it after the wick, after the liquidity grab. So that's crossed over the sort of that one there.
Yeah.
That candle where you on there. Yeah. How would you have entered on that one?
Well, for me, Joseph asked the question before about GJ prior to taking that limit order when this candle was forming here. Because the way it was forming, it had a long low wick, and it was closing up near its high. So Joe asked me, do we need to wait for much of a low wick? Because what this is suggested to me is, once again, look where it's pulled back to. It's pulled back below that previous resistance, into the range below. Right. Into this consolidation where we know there's going to be obviously orders to the upside, downside. Prices pushed above, so again, it's grabbed liquidity. The long wick down, likely, often what I see, it doesn't always have to happen, but often what I see in this scenario is the new candle, it's not going to make much of a low wick. It likely just going to push because it's grabbed liquidity. You know, you could argue 3 times on this move prior to that move. Grab it just here, the bearish candle, and that bullish candle on the other side of the bearish candle. So when I see a candle close like that, you can, it's not quite a hammer candle, because a hammer candle has to close closer, have the body, the open of the candle closer to its high. When I see a candle for long wick closing up near its high, I'm not as fussed. I'm not as concerned about having a low wick. You could go down to the 5-minute. No, there wasn't any confirmation there. What I would have wanted to look for was to see if we actually had to close above a bearish candle tapping back in and then continuation. Obviously don't have that in this case, but that's how I would have entered it, to be honest, based off the fact that we've got 3 long wicks to the downside. We're likely going to pulp. Bullish engulfing, that's my catalyst. Entry. I just set the buy stop likely at that point, if it gave me a chance, because I like to wait. You guys know I like to wait for closures. Sometimes while I wait for the closure, that's why I say to you, I'm setting up my horizontals with magic keys in case, so I can just press open trade. So as soon as that candle closes, it's met my criteria. I've got my catalyst, I've got my horizontal set in place as the way I want to get involved, and I just press open trade, and that's it. If in case it pops. But sometimes I'm even too slow to press open trade and it just pops. In this case, I have no idea. Maybe it did because I was on the chart for that. But yeah, so hopefully that makes sense, man. I appreciate the question.
Okay, thanks. No, thanks for answering that.
All good. It's almost doing the same thing just now. 30 minutes about to close. It's bullish engulfing. GJ, again, it's tempting. It's looking like it wants to break. The volume. Is the volume there? It just keeps pulling back. You got a few catalysts here though, GJ. So the 30-minute, you got bullish engulfing. Once again, you've pulled away from that previous level of resistance. The previous candle did that, tapped in, only to reject. So you got 1, 2, 3 long wicks to the downside. Bullish engulfing. 15-minute has, once again, exact same sort of scenario as far as the current candle. Long wick to the downside. Likely what's going to happen in the new candle, it could just pop to the upside. The M30 suggests otherwise. The M30 suggests maybe we need a bit of a pullback unless it closes right up near its high. Because if the M30 closes as is and it just pops up, not trusting it as much. If it closes up near its high, then it could just pop, then pull back to create its lower wick. And that's a way of managing the trade. So that could be the option, guys. If anyone is interested, GJ is looking like it could potentially make the move. You'd be waiting for this candle to close, and potential options.
Yeah, I'd be looking for this candle to close just above that wick, that bullish candle wick to the left there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You could be looking at an entry around that 550. Is about dipping a bit above the previous candle high. To create a little bit of low wick. On my broker has, and now it's starting to pop. So GJ's looking alright. Once found, 30 minutes left of the 4 hour. Is there so? Not on this broker. So it could be looking at GJ entries, guys. 350. And there's ways to manage this. If this, I mean, this is pushing. If it breaks so low, you could get out. All right, let's go, GJ. Right, personally, I've gone break even because I don't want to lose the profit I already had today, but I want to be in it just in case it does make the move. It makes sense. It's got no low wick. My concern is it may pull back to create that low wick. And I'd be fine with it if it does. It's not an issue. I've already had some profits today, so it's all good. Joseph, missed it, weighing low wick. Yeah, I just explained though, brother. I think or you would have heard. It doesn't really need it. If it closes up near its high, the 15-minute has grabbed that liquidity from the downside. It could just pop and I'm going to be out, and that's all good. Try to use the volume, the push, because really when it flows like that and it pops straight up, it should just go, and it should go pretty quickly. It should not come back down. So I don't trust it, so I'm done. Break even. That's just how I roll. I'm all good with that. Because from experience, that should be the move just now, and usually that would be the 10 plus, but there's just no volume on GJ, and it could be to do with GDP to come, perhaps. Same thing happened. Second trade, GJ buys.
Yeah, I needed a lower wick to form, as I didn't enter that.
That's all good, and that's per your rules. I think we spoke about that ages ago, man. Because Sharif won the free sessions from the old stream. I'm pretty sure we went over that, breaking that rule. So that's good, man. That's good that you can stick to it, stick to your plan, stick to your rules. And same as me, because it ticked the box, but I don't stuff around when it's got no lower wick. I anticipate it should just pop, make the move quickly, then maybe pull back. So if it pops up and starts to retrace, I'm getting to break even, just in case it pulls back to create that lower wick. If it rejects, it's at previous level of consolidation here to the left. I don't like to muck around with it. The TP was this resistance. Franco, GU buys. Yeah, similar to GJ. So you could be in buys right now. Exact same scenario. Exact same. You've got 3 or 2 candles now. Rejecting. I need to close back above. Where is it? Yeah. Again, it's in clean traffic, but doesn't necessarily mean it's just gonna pop. Warrior Angel, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Very early start for you. Taking 2 trades for break even, both on stream, both on JJ. That's just part of it. But once again, it's just me following rules. It's me following my plan. Strong enough catalyst, in my opinion. Every day of the week, this is strong enough catalyst. Bullish engulfing candle. Bounced off the previous level. Even bounced off that resistance form just above the previous level. Now, I know what Tommy Jordan might be looking at this year. He might be looking at a limit order buy at that point. The reason why I wasn't focused on that is because I know, once again, that this is likely to grab liquidity. These 2 candles and seeing closed up near a high will likely just going to pop. It's like not going to pull back first. It may pull back now, but instantly it should pop, and I want to get involved in that move, thinking that that could give me 10. Putting traffic to the left, there's enough confluence there. That's what it should have done. So once again, once it got into decent profit at about 4 pips on the table, I just got to break even. Oh yeah, sorry Tommy. But there you go. Justified as to why I like to manage my trades quickly. Alright, what else are you guys looking at? Does anyone want to throw a random pair at me to look at, and I'll happily do it. Missed 2 trades, no FOMO. That's good to hear. Very good to hear, no FOMO. I got involved on this one. That was so far the trade of the day. I had that in because that's 30-minute. It's a lot cleaner than 30. The 4 hour, and I was moving in towards the 4 hour, but there was still enough to get to break even. And there was more room on a 30. But the good thing is for you now, there are options. Because as I mentioned just previously, we're forming support at resistance. So if we start to close below, that could be the option. That could be your potential next level or next entry point. We should, if we are to continue bullish, we should respect levels of support. Doesn't mean the trend's flipping or any of that stuff. We may just make a deeper correction, grab again a bit more liquidity before we do begin to head back up. But I'm just looking at my potential points for an entry, and that could be it. That could be the first one. Only for a short lift sell, look for a potential buy. Maybe at that point there. That's what I'd be saying to myself. And the same scenario, same analysis, same criteria applies at this point here. It may form support to buy it, or may just consolidate, but to close below support. Once again, clean traffic to the left. I'll look to sell it at that point. Again, it doesn't mean the trends flip, but guys, you gotta remember, we're scalpers. We're looking for, well, not all of us, but the majority in this chat are, we're looking for 10, 15, 20, 30 pips, whatever it is. So if you have your plan, you have your levels, you want to get involved, irrespective of, we know the fact that gold is bullish across the board. We know it. But it doesn't mean that we can't plan for the opposite direction. We're not investors. We're we're traders. Just plan, that's it. You just have a plan and create the rules, and that's it, and then execute it and when the time comes. Bruno, nice to see you, man. My pleasure. My pleasure, my friend. Yeah, so happy with GJ. And that's another strength of mine. Once again, that guys know me from the old stream. Managing trades. Not holding. Not, I get really frustrated in sitting in trades, and if they're not going my way, I'd rather just cut it. Again, not just recklessly cut it. I need to have some technical reasons to, and a lot of time it will start to give me that, and I don't just hold in hope. I begin to cut. So if it were me and I was to look for any other thing, it'd probably be gold right now. But to be honest, 3 trades is more than enough for one day. Gold possibility? Yes, I do agree. Gold could be a possibility. And again, that's one more thing, guys. I think a lot of guys that approach me for coaching, that a lot of them are fixated too much on a bias and don't trade just what price action is showing them. So it is good to know what general direction the market's trading and how to capitalize by using the volume to take advantage of the trend. But it's also good to have a plan to counter trade that trend, just based off price action, based off what level you're at, things like that. Franco, when the high of the current M30 candle will be rebroken, I will buy Gbpjpy. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Yep, because it's flipped back bearish, creates lower wick, similar to all these candles. So you're taking anticipation that it has multiple times created this long lower wick, and it really should. It again doesn't have to, but it is likely to make that move eventually. you are continuing to close above 126.80, the round number, psychological number. You've got that bullish candle closing up near its, well, at its high, long wick to the downside. That suggests it likely have grabbed liquidity from the range back below. I think it's close above. It should continue bullish. So as far as an entry point, I think that is a very good level to look for an entry. If you keep respecting support, the only way is up until that is broken. GU still has not popped. And GJ has. GJ's now made the move. That's all right. So it had to come back down to create its lower wick. So Franco's looking at a similar thing on GU. Now if it breaks its own high, you're looking to take it in anticipation it's going to make a similar move to what GJ has just done. GJ is breaking its own high, but it's created its lower wick. It's heading back up, so it is likely to continue. But once again, do I give a shit? No, it's done and dusted. That's how I manage my trade, and I'm more than comfortable with that. No issues at all. Joseph, gold just pulled up. Oh, it's no bad close below. Yeah, could almost be in a gold trade just now. Again, I'm not going to take it. I've free for today. That's more than enough. But that does make sense. You got bearish engulfing. You're below that previous level. It's still the 30-minute. I mean, the 30-minute's still open. But based off the 15, it does look like it could continue. Safest option is to wait for a 30-minute closure. That's for sure. But it's likely going to make the move just now. 15's broken multiple supports. It's broken 3 levels. Well, this level basically lines up. Pretty much the same level. So yeah, it's likely to make the move just now. And down she goes. Bit of volume in during the London session on gold the last few days. It's actually pleasant to see. GU is just not moving. Are you witness Joseph by any chance? Why stop? All good. Yeah, it is. Does make sense though. Whereas good TP and gold cell or angel, haven't even marked up charts. TP, I mean, it's kind of tapped into a level where it could reject. I'd be targeting in this case because it's in a against trend trade. I would say just 10 plus, but the definite target is this support. That is for sure the target. But counter trend, it could pull up anywhere. I would not be greedy at all. Fire Angel, okay. Franco, you in? Yeah, to be honest, on gold, I would have definitely secured something. Again, we can't just keep holding in anticipation that it's just going to make the move, especially when it's against trend. Just take whatever the market gives you, take your 10 and be happy with that, because look at it now. That's the thing. Franco, you're in. GU. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking really good. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Good. Great analysis. That's looking really good. So we've got 7 minutes until the closure of this hourly candle. GJ's made the move. Okay, not a problem. Gold is given the opportunity. It's made the move within this candle. And now it's just GU. Will GU follow? Mini alley looks really good. You'd like it to make the move, obviously, though. Alright, sort of closure, so you got 6 minutes remaining. Joseph, 23.52 is your target for goal. Okay, the round number, that's fine. You're looking roughly at this previous resistance here to the left, the bodies of those bearish candles. Yep, that's fair enough. But once again, just remember it's in a uptrend, so no harm in my opinion taking a counter trend move. But yeah, for me, I would have got to break even at 10, start to secure in a counter trend move. Yeah, hopefully it breaks the low again. If it does, you should be right. GU, just pop. That's what we want it to do. Just pop a little bit. Nice one, Franco. It's looking really, really good. Really good call. Good, perfect execution. Give yourself a pat on the back, my friend. Yeah, nice one, brother. Really nice move. Your analysis is spot on. Waiting for it to break its own high yet again. Really good job. So coming to the closure, GJ is making a move. The similar thing on GJ would you'd be up about 6 pips, maybe 5 to 6 pips at the moment. Oh, gold's retrace. That's what I mean. Exactly what I mean about the counter trend trade. And it looks like it could continue now. So it's always that concern. Doesn't necessarily have to pull up back on this support. It could create a higher low and eventually push to create that higher high yet again. Whilst we're in a solid strong uptrend on gold, that's can't just assume it's gonna continue to make that pullback. And it definitely can, but I rather manage my trades because that's what works for me. Alright, so we're coming to the closure. Let's just watch GU for a second. Let's just see. This closes like as is. Should just pop up. Has no real need to push back down. So the hourly's closed long wick to the downside right up near its high. Should not need to create much of a low wick if it was to continue bullish. Gold's close, close below. Nice strong catalyst. Selling it below the previous counter's low. We got one issue, stop loss. You'd have to use the 15. Yeah, you definitely have to use the 15. But it makes sense for it now to come down. See, now you've got that closure. So you've got more confirmations now. So once again, lower high, lower low. Once again, that's still going to be your next target. So it's break even. Nice one. Alright, yeah. I think I'm gonna call it. Been a pretty eventful day on my end, to be honest. 3 trades. Ben, huge call, Franco. Yeah, it was a nice move, man. Nice move. So hopefully it makes the move for you, though. Continues. Alright, so moving forward on GJ quickly. Seeing we're now, again, we are bullish. We are in an uptrend, but we're closing in on a resistance. So not necessarily keen on buying into resistance. I want to see how price reacts to resistance. If it taps in, forms a little bit of structure at that point there, only to start closing back below in a range below 192.70, breaking minor support, closing below a minor support. I would consider my sell options to take it back down towards the previous level of resistance, or you could probably now just mark in. You could mark in this level now, just a tad higher up. Then that is the most recent support we've formed, around at 192.50. That's a psychological number, round number, so that would be a target to the downside. Now on the flip side, for the buyers, if price was to come now, either a few options. If price was to come back down now, seeing it's made an impulse to the upside, form a support above that level again, around at 192.50, I'd be looking at, I think it's pretty important, that psychological level. If price was to respect it, we formed a resistance at it here to the left. So I would like for price to stay above that level to continue bullish. Doesn't mean we can't buy it lower down if we do make a clean move through this mess to the left and form a support. And then we're playing within clean traffic within the range again. We'll start to open up this range once we have a clean move up, clean move down. I'll just be waiting for my catalyst. But once again, I prefer it to happen if it gives me an opportunity above 192.50. The second buy option would be upon continuation above that previous daily candles high. Now, I wouldn't be really looking to take it unless we have a bit of exhaustion on the approach. So if we do pop up, maybe make a little bit of a pullback, even if it's on the 15, have some sort of exhaustion, and then we begin to pop above. That's when I trust those buys upon continuation. So that is pretty much GJ. Now, the only time I consider trading within this gray zone is we create a clean move within it, or back to form a support, perhaps back at the low of that gray zone, then potentially you can look to buy it. But look for your counter probabilities in the 4 hour as well for the buys. So this current 4 hour is closing a strong bullish candle. So obviously, if it starts to make that move into that gray zone on the new 4 hour candle, you go down to the 30-minute time frame, see what's happening. If it's made a clean move through that 4 hour zone, as it did previously to the left here, then this actual zone, in my opinion, will become tradable as far as the buys on the pullback. Gold, remove some of this. Yeah, so for me on gold now, still prefer to buy it, and it's just a matter of where. So I'd be waiting for it to pull back to see if it does retest the support. Doesn't necessarily have to, like I mentioned before, because we are in an uptrend. Also, we're tapping into this previous level of consolidation and previous level of resistance here to the left, so it could now form a bit of structure at this point here. So what I'd be looking for is, once again, a little bit of consolidation, then wait for price to pop above it, close above it, and that could be a catalyst. If you can tie it in with a strong 30-minute candle closure, within that 30-minute candle closure, you may have a weak 15-minute final candle on which to the downside. Like I mentioned regularly throughout the week on the streams this week, let's just say that's the 15-minute closure. The M30 closes, so the first 15 closes somewhat not like that, it has to be green. Closes, you guys get the drift, like so. Relatively strong candle. What that's going to do is close the M30, still a decent bullish candle, and a previous level over here to the left. That could validate potential entries, but in all honesty, I'd be very careful trading gold. I'd be really careful. I'd be ramping it up on gold. I don't know, probably at least an hour prior to MY session. I think it's really risky trading it into it, so into the news. So just be careful with that. As for sells, once again, we are continuing bullish. Should not break this support. We should not start popping below it. If we do so, we're likely going to come down further, make a deeper pullback, potentially down to the lows of the 4 hour range. Otherwise, again, pull back, similar scenario to what we had here. Support, price break, support, potential entry. But just like I said, don't force gold, be careful with it. Massive news to come today, not just CPI, you've obviously got FOMC as well, so gonna be a big one, big few days. Alrighty guys, I appreciate you all for joining. Yeah, not an easy one today, but I gave it a go. Pretty happy with the results in the end. It was a profitable day for me in the end, so happy with that. Once again, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do so. If you haven't subbed to the stream already, please do so. And if you would like to know anything about the services I do provide, the coaching, my course, do feel free to reach out. As always, I always mention it, feel free to say g'day to me on you know, IG or any of the social medias. I always reply to anyone. And I am buggered, guys. I'm really tired, so I'm gonna go have some dinner. And I think that's a wrap. I appreciate the support. Thank you for joining. Sharif, you have a good day, my friend. Not a problem, mate. And yeah, I shall see you guys probably tomorrow. I'll probably start it at the usual, about 6:30. It didn't really have much effect starting it any earlier, to be honest. So around 6:30, 6:40, 6:30, around that time. I'll catch you guys then. Cheers, guys. Trade safe. Enjoy. Thanks for the support, and bye for now.